Low voter turnout, mixed reactions trailed Lagos local government elections across 57 local councils. NMA alleges federal government plunging doctors into poverty as strike enters day 11. Many thanks for joining us on News Express this evening. My name is Oladoyin Ayegbusi. Now the news in detail. The National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, denied claims that its National Identification Number verification portal is working despite complaints by telecom subscribers and operators about continued service disruption. The development came as many Nigerians in recent weeks have expressed frustration over their inability to retrieve their phone number or complete SIM-related services due to what they describe as a prolonged downtime on the NIMC verification platform. However, the Commission, speaking through its head of corporate communications, Kayode Adegoke, told newsmen that the portal is accessible and that the problem may be with the telecom operators. It was also gathered that the Commission announced last week that it had completed a scheduled maintenance exercise and restored full access to its services nationwide. And away from that, the constitutional lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, Mike Ozakume, has said that repeated amendment to Nigeria's 1999 constitution will not be able to address the country's fundamental issues, describing the document as a curse to national development. Speaking in a televised interview, Ozakume stated that what can rescue Nigeria from its political, economic, and security crisis is only a brand new people-oriented constitution.
We want to recommend and actually push towards enacting a bill to the National Assembly towards the promulgation of a people-driven, autonomous, and legitimate constitution of the people.
The senior lawyer argued that the current constitution, handed down by the military in 1999, was imposed on the people and does not reflect the wishes of Nigerians, adding that it has continued to promote over-centralization of power in Abuja, crippling regional growth and autonomy.
We are going to push now to say, Mr. President, sir, like we told you that time, you cannot pretend that you can solve these problems with the present fundamentally flawed structure that we have, where we are actually operating a unitary system of government instead of a federal system for a diverse country, nation like Nigeria, with multi-ethnic groups, different religions.
Advocating for a return to the paramilitary system or parliamentary system of government practiced before 1966, with regional governments controlling their resources and security, Ozakume noted that a decentralized system would enable each region to legislate independently, attract investment, build infrastructure, and operate local policy aligned with cultural practices. We now move to Lagos State, where today's local government election across the 20 local government areas, and the 1 FM correspondent covering Ifako, Ijaye, Agege, Ikorodu, Etiosa, poor participation and visible apathy marked the day, while some political figures hailed the Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission last year. Several electorates criticized the coordination by the electoral umpire. Here is a detailed report of the event.
Political analysts had predicted voter apathy ahead of this election. However, as seen in previous elections, turnout was low, with many Lagosians opting for football and leisure rather than casting their votes. While those interested in the voting process had some unpleasant tales of election officials arriving late, others could not vote because their polling units had been changed. Despite these issues, a few residents described the exercise as peaceful but lamented the low turnout of voters. Former Commissioner of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Adebimpe Akinshola, and one of the APC chairmanship candidates, Ahmed Olalekun Aroyewu, commended the process after voting in Igbogbo.
Number one, why not? What is it? Security man, what is it? As at the time, to man, everybody láàárọ̀.
Tí wọ́n ń jáde tí wọ́n ń dìbò wọn lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ iná bá wo ìdìbò rí kọ́ wọn jáde wọn dìbò adẹ̀rọ ọkùnrin tó sì wà lórí kọ́kọ́ jáde kọ́ wá dìbò kọ́ wá ṣe ẹ̀tọ́ wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bó ṣe yẹ.
While commending the electoral process, Chief of Staff to President Bola Tinubu Femi Gbajabiamila regretted the poor turnout and reminded the public of the important role of grassroots administration.
I've seen a free and fair election. A little bit disappointed about the turnout, where we need to work on. I think there's a general low turnout from what I've seen, perhaps because people take it for granted. They don't understand fully the importance of the local government elections. In some climes, this is even more important than any other election.
Amongst dissatisfied voters were former Lagos State Deputy Governor Kofoworola Bokno Akerere and another resident of Ikoyi Obalende who called for a cancellation of the electoral process.
Is that obviously there is plans to rig this election because people have not been able to vote in their unit. When you get to your unit, they said they've given them a list of names. I have been to my own unit. My name is not there. There are units which are supposed to be in front of Eko Hotel. They have brought them here to Ajose Adeo. So it shows, and many people are not able to vote because they have in fact completely disrupted all the polling units.
Another voter, Abdullahi Ganiyu, demanded more awareness from relevant stakeholders to improve voter turnout.
On the part of the government, particularly the National Orientation Agency, which is saddled with that task of creating awareness whenever there's any national, program like election time like this. So the NOA seem not to have done enough. And at the same time, I may say maybe Lagos State Ministry of Information too, I think there should be a better collaboration between NOA and Lagos State.
As of the time of this report, there was no major report of violence across the state, as stakeholders now turn their attention to Lasia Collation Center for post-election activities. Sam Olugbemini for Adamimogo FM, Nigeria.
Let's now join Ayo Adekeye, a correspondent who covered the election at Lagos State Local Government Council today. Ayo, hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening to you.
Yes, so I understand that you covered some of the major parts of the election. So how was it today in Lagos? We understand that there were reports of voter apathy and some other issues like that. Just give us a brief of how the day's activity went.
Okay, so in Lagos today, we saw people come out to vote for the 20 local government areas and the 37 local council development areas. And when I say people came out to vote, I mean that in the most respectful way, because the turnout today was low compared to every other election that we've had. Years before now, analysts predicted that we're going to have a low turnout today, considering that it's a local government election. But today's turnout was below expectation. I can tell that the highest percentage of people that should be voting were seen on the streets playing football. Almost every street, you would see people set up goalposts playing football instead of going to the polling unit to vote. While those who were interested in voting went there to vote, there were little issues, delays, last year coming to the polling unit late. Some of them did not find their names on the ballot on the sheets of record because direction to those units. So the cool places, you'd find maybe one policeman, maybe no policeman. Although, as I'm speaking to you, there'd be no record of violence anywhere as I'm speaking to you.
So I'd like to ask.
The security averagely was okay.
All right. I'd like to ask if, apart from the issue, the change or the redirection of some registered voters and some other issues from INEC, as you've attributed, were there other reasons why people decide not to, exercise their right, to cast the vote and other things? Did you have engagement with these people? Did they talk to you as to why they've decided not to participate in the exercise?
Yes, I had engagement with the people. Also, I think the force of nature also had engagement with people, saying that in a light way, because in some places we saw rain and that did not allow them come out to vote. In other places, they said that there was no enough information. A voter particularly says that the NOA, which is in charge of orientation, did not do its part, that they should have partnered with the State Ministry of Information to enlighten people weeks ahead. According to him, he said only the political parties did the job of campaigns and enlightenment, and it should be a collaboration of both the agency for orientation and political parties.
All right. Many thanks so much, Ayo Adeke, our correspondent who covered the Lagos election, which held today. Thank you once again for your time again on the news. And
thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
And now, we add to issues with the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio. He has now handed over the leadership and the political structure of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Akwa Ibom State to Governor Umo Eno. Akpabio performed the handing over at the first meeting of the APC stakeholders in the state at the banquet hall of the government house, Uyo, and described Uno as a great unifier, a man of foresight and vision, calling him to protect the interests of the state to ensure its progress so as to leave behind a legacy of love, peace, and unity for unborn generations. Also addressing the gathering, Uno urged the party's leadership from the ward levels upward to accept the movement and merger with the love, unity, and understanding in order for everyone to be beneficiaries of the movement. Still with the APC, the All Progressives Congress has announced that it will inaugurate its screening and appeal committee on Monday, July 14th, 2025, ahead of the upcoming legislative by-elections. This was according to a statement shared on